Down with this sort of thing. Careful now.
What is up everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be covering some of the burning topics which have arisen as we head into Game Week 21. Questions around transfers, captaincy and goal scorer and clean sheet odds will all be discussed in this video in order to try and help you make the best decisions possible for the upcoming game week. If you do find this video helpful, please do drop it a like, subscribe to the channel and comment down below your plans for Game Week 21. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter at FPLTips where I'll be posting my final Game Week 21 team. And without further ado, let's get into it. To start off the video, we will take a look at some of the most popular transfers in and out so far this week. Topping the Game Week 21 transfers in, we have Ivan Toney, who faces Leeds at Ellen Road this weekend. Due to Toney's impressive form this season, I'm not surprised he is the most transferred in player this game week. However, as I have talked about in my previous videos this week, I would be cautious with going for Toney due to the possibility of him being banned in the coming weeks due to the FA's investigation. Second on the list for the most transferred in player this game week is my priority transfer for next week, Martin Odegaard. With Arsenal's upcoming double Game Week 23 and Odegaard's impressive form, managers have started to take notice and realise how much of a valuable asset he is. Game Week 21 isn't the easiest fixture for Arsenal as they face United. However, with Casemiro missing, it should grant Arsenal a lot more freedom in the middle of the park, thus making Odegaard even more appealing for this week. Moving on to the transfers out for this game week, we have Trossard topping the list. With the situation at Brighton becoming more and more toxic, managers have sought to remove Trossard from their teams. With Trossard no longer in the manager's plans, players like Matoma and March have become much more appealing options and also allow managers to save funds. Salah and Darwin also seem out of favour with FPL managers, with a combined 27,000 transfers out so far this week. With Liverpool performing as poorly as they have been in recent weeks, this type of move by managers should not come as a surprise. Selling someone like Salah in order to fund Odegaard or even bring in KDB is certainly a more optimal move. Surprisingly, Martinelli, who is joint second with points scored this year as an Arsenal asset, is the 5th most sold player this week. I can only imagine managers have moved Martinelli out in order to bring Odegaard in. However, I much prefer doubling up in the Arsenal mids rather than just having Odegaard. Topping the clean sheet odds for Game Week 21, we have Man City with a 52% chance of keeping a clean sheet against Wolves. Whilst City are going through a difficult patch at the minute, it should be a safe bet that they will keep a clean sheet against Wolves, who have struggled to score this season. Meanwhile, Arsenal have a 33% chance of keeping a clean sheet against United, so if you have the Arsenal defenders, then I would recommend starting them, as United only have a 16% chance of stopping Arsenal scoring. A surprising piece of data from the clean sheet odds is that Chelsea have the second lowest chance of keeping a clean sheet, with only a 14% chance of stopping Liverpool scoring at Anfield. If you watched my team selection video, you would know that I'm currently leaning towards starting Kepa over Ward, as I believe Chelsea have a much greater chance of keeping a clean sheet at Anfield than the data suggests. With both teams in poor form, I would not be surprised if the game ended 0-0, with neither team showing any real threat. Whilst the data can be useful when making decisions for your FPL team, I would also recommend you trust your gut and start who you think has the best chance of a clean sheet without basing it solely on the data. Haaland yet again tops the goal scorer odds with a 56% chance of scoring in the Wolves fixture. Whilst he has blanked in his last 2 games, Haaland is just as dangerous as he was at the start of the season, and deserves to be on top of the goal scorer odds when coming up against a poor Wolves side. One of the main surprises for the goal scorer odds this week is that Salah is 3rd with a 38% chance of scoring against Chelsea. With only 1 goal scored in his last 5 games, it does come as a shock to see Salah so high up in the odds. Whilst Chelsea have struggled defensively this season, I would argue that this data slightly exaggerates the threat Salah will pose the Blues. I would argue that Toney, who has a much better fixture against Leeds, should be higher than Salah in the goal scorer odds. This data would also not put me off selling Salah if I had him. Players like KDB and Odegaard are much better players to own in FPL than Salah is. Finishing off the goal scorer odds, we have Foden with a 30% chance of scoring this weekend. Due to Foden being out of favour with Pep in recent weeks, he would be another asset to avoid. Finishing off the video, we have the predicted points for Game Week 21. Topping the points for this weekend is Haaland with 7.6 predicted points. Whilst he is also the obvious captaincy choice for Game Week 21, if Haaland was to blank against Spurs in City's second game of the double Game Week 20, then the conversation around captaining someone else may start to arise. With Kane facing Fulham away in Game Week 21, he has predicted points score of 5.6, which is the 4th highest for this week. Trippier is also another interesting captaincy option if you decide against putting it on Haaland. With Trippier returning in his last 7 games, he seems like a perfect option for the armband. However, due to the volatile nature of defensive returns, it is always a larger risk captaining a defender over an attacker. KDB also features on the predicted points ahead of Kane with a respectable 5.8 predicted points. The current template in FPL has definitely shifted to 3 premiums with Haaland, Kane and either KDB, Fernandes or Salah taking the 3rd spot. I would personally avoid Salah and instead look to either KDB for his double game week 20 or Fernandes, who has the chance of a double game week in 22. Finishing the projected points for game week 21, we have Bowen with 4.3 points. West Ham face off against Everton in what is bound to be a make or break game for either Lampard or Moyes. With Everton's shocking defensive form this season, Bowen could really come to life and potentially save his manager's job. That's going to do it for the Game Week 21 preview. If you did find the video helpful, then please do drop it a like, subscribe to the channel and comment down below what your plans are for Game Week 21. Also follow me on Twitter at FPLTips where I'll be posting my final team for Game Week 21. I will also be doing a deadline stream on Saturday morning, so make sure to tune into that for some last minute decision making. Thanks for watching and good luck this game week.